Now, I'm sure all my comments are going to say Conor McGregor wins easy. It's going to be Conor all day because every time Conor gets brought up, it's, oh, he's going to win easy. I would like to see that fight. Hello, fellas and fellow readers. Smiling Sam Alvey here, back in the new studio area. I love this area. You know what? I forgot. It's going to become a habit of mine. I got to pick the perfect. Ooh. I like that. I like blue. Hey, so Matt Brown versus Conor McGregor. Who would have thunk that? Never crossed my mind. Matt Brown set tied the all-time record for most knockouts in the UFC, which I didn't know he was that close to. I didn't know he had that many fights in the UFC, but he has. He's been part of the UFC for a long time and has been knocking people out. Derek Lewis, I would have guessed him. I mean, he's knocked out everyone. Francis Ngannou would have been, mentioned in my theory of who had the most knockouts. But, man, that's really impressive. And he had a big knockout this weekend against Court McGee. Conor McGregor jumped on the old Twitter phone and started talking, hey, congratulations, old man. You're 42 years old. It's like, what is he, 32 or something, 34? I'm going to take that record for myself. Love it. It's fantastic. It's funny. Every time Conor tweets, somebody talks about it. Everybody talks about it. It's nuts. Now, Matt Brown responded. Matt Brown says, I'll fight you for it. That's awesome. There are levels to this fighting thing. Conor has set the bar so high, but he still talks like a young guy. He's still, I'm my whatever's bigger than your whatever. Matt Brown's a man. Matt Brown has been there, done that, had some wars, had epic battles. He's 24-19, his record is. Conor's 22-6. The fight will never happen. I mean, it's not a fight that Conor really wants even. And I didn't know I wanted it either until I started thinking about it. What a fun fight that could be. I mean, potentially. Now, I picked Conor to win the fight. I think Conor goes in there and Conor probably gets the knockout. I mean, he wouldn't submit him. And I think Conor's just too fast. There's too much going for him. Matt Brown has been there, done that, beaten some of the best in the world, lost to some of the best in the world. And recently, I mean, he hasn't done great. He's in his last 3, he's won 2 of them. But of his last 5, he's lost 3 of them. So, I mean, he hasn't been doing great. Conor McGregor has lost his last 3, then a Cerrone and lost 2 before that. Conor's not been doing great either, but Conor is still one of the greatest talents of the, whether physically or, his mouth, greatest talent in the UFC. He's the highest draw, and I get it. Every time he talks, everybody's interested in it. But that fight is fun. I picked Conor to win, but I think he would have to work for it. I think it would be a terribly difficult fight for Conor. I'm not sure about that. Maybe Mr. Brown gets in there and gets his licks in. I mean, he's good from everywhere, not great from anywhere anymore. But maybe it could be another Cerrone. I mean, get knocked out with shoulder punches. It could be that. But the build-up for the fight would be fun. Just the way Matt the Immortal Brown, Conor the Notorious. By the way, is there a more forgettable nickname at this point? And that's not knocking the Notorious. I think of Conor McGregor. I think of Mystic Mac. I think that has surpassed, big time surpassed everything. Kind of like Tom the Tank Galicchio. I think Toothless Tom Galicchio has surpassed that. It happens every now and then. And when I think Conor, I think of Mystic Mac. Now, Matt Brown versus Conor McGregor. The fight could go anywhere. Every fight starts standing. It would start standing. I like to think that Matt Brown is smart enough a fighter, experienced enough fighter that he would take it to the ground. However, the downside to old-time fighters is they think their stand-up is better than everyone's. I know I will never think somebody can punch harder than me, even though people can punch harder than me now, or at least they're faster. I got to be willing to adapt to the MMA scene. I got to be willing to get the takedown, do the jujitsu, pull guard. No, never pull guard. I'll never pull guard. If I pull guard, y'all can yell at me or do whatever you want. Conor McGregor is Matt Brown. Matt Brown's got that knockout power. Conor does too. Conor is faster. Matt Brown is more experienced, probably a better grappler. Probably. Definitely a better wrestler. Would Conor be able to stop every takedown? I think so. And I think he'd be able to counter off it. I don't think Matt Brown would be able to bully Conor. But, man, I would like to see him try. in the fight. Now, I'm sure all my comments are going to say Conor McGregor wins easy. It's going to be Conor all day because every time Conor gets brought up, it's always going to win easy. I would like to see that fight. Now, people saying that Matt Brown, this is just a money fight, you give me money. I don't think it works that way. Now, honestly, I've never been offered a Conor McGregor type matchup, but Matt Brown's under contract. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's still under contract. Matt Brown is under contract. If he would fight Conor for whatever his contract says, I don't think he'd be able to renegotiate more money or part of the pay-per-view or any of that. Same as anyone. I don't think that's how big fights work. Like, I don't think if I'm going to fight the champion, I'm going to fight for fighting the champion is different. I believe you fight the champion, you get 250 flat. I believe. Once you are the champion, you get whatever your contract is plus pay-per-view points. Matt Brown versus Conor McGregor. Brown wouldn't get any pay-per-view points. I don't think he could renegotiate his contract, and Conor McGregor would get to make any demand he wanted. This terrible Conor McGregor. This fight's going to be at 207 pounds. It's okay, 207. Matt Brown would be stupid not to agree. But that's my thought. Tell me in the comments, who would win? How would it happen? Do you want to see the fight? I would be tickled pink with that fight. I think it would be so much fun to watch. How would you guys? Tell me in the comments, guys. Love you. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, and tomorrow, my wife and I are beekeepers, but she's doing all the work. I'm just, filming it. We're introducing you to our bees tomorrow. We caught a colony. It's not going well. See you later, guys.